Here are the top stories for today, December 27, 2019. Malacanang assures aid for those affected by Typhoon Ursula as the storm leaves 28 dead. The palace says Communist Party of the Philippines founder Jose Maria Sison needs to disengage from fantasizing the administration's downfall. Defense Chief Delfin Lorenzana sees no security threat in welcoming the entry of Rohingya refugees into the country. And residents of a hinterland village welcome the coming of solar power in time for Christmas and New Year. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Our top story, the death toll for Typhoon Ursula has reached 28, with 2 injured and 12 others missing as of Friday. In a report by the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, the casualties were recorded from Region 6, 7, and 8. 4 were reported dead in Capiz, 2 in Aklan, 13 in Iloilo, 1 in Cebu, 1 in Southern Leyte, 2 in Leyte, 1 in Biliran, 3 in Eastern Samar, and 1 in Western Samar. Meanwhile, the number of affected families is placed at over 44,000 families in regions 5, 6, 7, 8, and Caraga. Typhoon Ursula is no longer causing heavy rainfall in any part of the country, but the northeast monsoon and the tail end of a cold front will bring rains in some areas. Ursula is forecast to exit the Philippine area of responsibility on Saturday morning. Malacanang on Thursday gave assurance that the situation in areas hit by Typhoon Ursula is under government control. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said the Duterte government is speeding up its relief and rehabilitation efforts to ensure the safety of typhoon victims. He assured that all the agencies involved in the rehabilitation and assistance in affected areas are all in place. Panelo said he has yet to confirm President Rodrigo Duterte's possible visit to areas struck by the typhoon. Earlier, the Department of Public Works and Highways deployed maintenance workers to immediately clear roads that became impassable at the height of Typhoon Ursula. Meanwhile, 9 power lines are under repair, including Panit and Nabas line, which serves Aklan, and the Paranas-Taft-Borongan Kinapondan line, which provides power in Eastern Samar. Due to added concerns brought by a series of quakes in Mindanao in the past weeks, a lawmaker on Thursday expressed hope that the bill proposing the creation of a Department of Disaster Resilience would be passed in the 18th Congress. Agusan del Norte Representative Lawrence Fortun said the national legislator has been trying to approve the DDR bill since the 16th Congress. He said they hope they can get the bill sent to President Duterte for his signature this time. Fortun also pushed for the immediate passage of other nature and science bills, such as sustainable forest management, forest limits, land use, and advanced navigation systems. The lawmaker noted that the Diwata 1 satellite's mission ends in 2020, while Diwata 2 will continue orbiting Earth for 4 more years. He said Congress should assure the Philippine Space Agency of its continuing support for its microsatellite program. In other news, President Rodrigo Duterte is unflustered by reported moves of the United States to deny entry to officials responsible for the detention of Senator Leila de Lima. Malacanang on Thursday said the president merely brushed aside the travel ban since he has no interest to go to the United States. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo stressed that the U.S. travel ban seemed to contradict the standing invitation for Duterte to visit Washington. Panelo nevertheless noted that the Philippine government would not contest the U.S.'s decision. Panelo added that contrary to the U.S. claim, de Lima's arrest was not a wrongful detention. The entry ban is based on a provision in the $1.4 trillion U.S. budget for 2020 signed by U.S. President Donald Trump. De Lima has been in detention since February 2017 due to her supposed involvement in illicit drug trade inside the National Penitentiary during her stint as Justice Secretary. Still to come, The palace says Communist Party of the Philippines founder Jose Maria Sison needs to disengage from fantasizing the administration's downfall. Thousands joined rallies against the Communist Party of the Philippines on its 51st anniversary. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
This fun won't last unless we help out. It may be intimidating, but it's not impossible, and it all begins with a little respect. Plant more kindness into every day. Connect meaningfully to more things that matter. Uncover more of what the country has to offer by putting away what we no longer need. Strengthen our ties to the past and pave the way to an even more fun future. It all begins with a single step. It all begins with us. Together, we can make these views last. Save our spots so it's more fun forever.
Malacanang has expressed dismay that Communist Party of the Philippines founder Jose Maria Sison continues indulging in his fantasy that the Duterte administration is nearing its downfall. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo said Sison's latest claim that the administration is going downhill to hell merely demonstrates that he is living in an illusory world he has created for himself. He said Sison has been blinded by his luxurious life in the Netherlands to the fact that many communist rebels have returned to the government's fold. As the CPP marked its 51st year of insurgency on December 26, Sison accused the Duterte regime of being traitorous, tyrannical, murderous, corrupt, and deceptive. The communist founder also alleged that the current administration is escalating oppression and exploitation of people. Sison's remarks came even as he expressed openness to Duterte's call for the resumption of peace talks. Over 8,000 rallies on Thursday gathered in different areas in Luzon to denounce the atrocities of the Communist Party of the Philippines, New People's Army National Democratic Front, as the CPP marks its 51st year on December 26. The protesters converged in parts of Metro Manila, Laguna, and Angeles City in Pampanga. They were calling on the government for extradition of exiled CPP founder Jose Maria Joma Sison. The protesters also raised their concerns about the recruitment schemes by militant youth groups in schools. Meanwhile, the mothers of recruited students begged Communist Front groups to return the children back to their families. In Zamboanga del Sur, the National Alliance for Democracy held a peace rally and urged NPA rebels to surrender. Various groups also convened in Davao City and Bacolod City to condemn the atrocities of the CPP, NPA, NDF. Meanwhile, police and army musicians staged a concert at the Kiosco sa Cagawasan in Cagayan de Oro City to counter the CPP's anniversary activities. With the New Year's Day celebrations approaching, authorities are warning the public to stay safe from firecracker injuries even as a few decided to pay the price last Christmas. Janice Cave has the story.
Health personnel in SOCCSKSARGEN recorded a single case of firecracker-related injury during the Christmas Day revelry in the region. The Department of Health said the lone injury case was recorded in Malungon Town, Sarangani Province last December 23, where a 10-year-old boy suffered second-degree burns due to the explosion of a homemade firecracker. The DOH said due to its ongoing Oplan Iwas Paputok, there was no recorded injury or casualty from firecrackers and similar devices during the Christmas celebrations. The Pangasinan Provincial Health Office also recorded the first firecracker-caused injury in the province with a 9-year-old boy as a victim. The victim was rushed to a nearby hospital after a quitis or baby rocket exploded on his face on Christmas Eve. The victim also received eye injuries because of the incident. Meanwhile, the Bacolod city government has warned vendors anew against selling unlicensed firecrackers during the New Year celebrations. On Christmas Eve, police seized unlicensed firecrackers from several vendors with a market value of almost 30,000 pesos. Authorities also urged buyers to have awareness of the quality of firecracker products they should purchase. A total of 68 vendors have been issued special permits to sell in the designated area until December 31. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
In our business news, higher government revenues, easier conduct of business, more efficient tax administration, and healthier people are expected to help bring down poverty incidences by 2022. Assistant Secretary and spokesperson Antonio Lambino II said the agency fared well in working with lawmakers for the passage of additional sin taxes, heated tobacco products, and e-cigarettes for the Universal Health Care Program, among others. The Department of Finance said state revenues continue to increase with the help of the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion or TRAIN law. Another plus for all Filipinos this year is the institution of the rice tariffication law, which liberalized rice importation. Lambino said the government has also started targeting erring foreign workers like those involved in the Philippine offshore gaming operations. Lambino said the latest drop of poverty incidence in the country to 16.6% showed that about 5.9 million Filipinos have been lifted out of poverty, near the current government's target of 6 million by the end of its term in mid-2022. Up next, Defense Chief Delfin Lorenzana sees no security threat in welcoming the entry of Rohingya refugees into the country. And residents of a hinterland village welcome the coming of solar power in time for Christmas and New Year. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders. In other news, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana does not see any security threat should the Philippines continue its offer to host Rohingya refugees. This as President Rodrigo Duterte on Monday reiterated his willingness to accept Rohingya refugees fleeing war and persecution in Myanmar. Lorenzana said preventing a humanitarian crisis is the goal of the Philippines in declaring its intentions to accept the refugees. The Philippines' open-door policy to refugees can be traced back to 1923 when the country took in the first wave of white Russians fleeing from the Socialist Revolution. The country also admitted Jewish refugees in 1934, Spanish Republicans in 1939, Chinese refugees in 1940, White Russians in 1949, Vietnamese boat people in 1975, Iranian refugees in 1979, Indo-Chinese refugees in 1980, and East Timor refugees in 2000. In Antique, the people expressed their gratitude during the Biniaran Festival's Thanksgiving Mass for being safe from the wrath of Typhoon Ursula. The Thanksgiving Mass was celebrated by Antique Bishop Marvin Maceda and Father Fortunato Abiera at the Evelio B. Javier Freedom Park. Antique Governor Rodora Cadiao, who declared the opening of the three-day Binayaran Festival after the Mass, said the province is thankful that no one died from the typhoon. She added, however, that the towns of Libertad, Pandan, and the island municipality of Caluya were severely hit. The Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council is reportedly set to pass a resolution declaring a state of calamity. Various activities related to the Biniaran Festival were held Thursday right after the Mass. These include the opening of the Pasundayag or Trade Fair at the Robinsons Mall and reenactment of the Malay Settlement. The Davao City Tourism Operations Office recorded some 2.34 million visitors as of November this year. CTOO head Jean Rose Texon said this figure is higher than that of the same period of last year, which only had 2.17 million. Topping the list of Davao City's foreign visitors are Americans, Chinese, and Japanese. Texon said they are looking forward to having the city's MICE or Meetings, Incentives, Conferences, and Events program in place. She also said that this will lead to the opening of more investments in the tourism industry, like resorts, convention facilities, and the cascading of the benefits of tourism down to local stakeholders. Texon said they look forward to more international connectivity with the opening of this year's 2 direct international flights to Doha, Qatar, and to Manado, Indonesia. Davao City will host the MICE Summit in August 2020 with delegates composed of buyers from the domestic and international markets. Residents of Manay, Davao Oriental are welcoming the new year with lights and electricity. This after the provincial government led the installment of solar panels that would bring power to the far-flung village. Rom Dulfo has the story.
Residents in far-flung barangay Taukanga in the municipality of Manay are celebrating Christmas and welcoming the new year more joyously as their communities light up with the new solar panels they received under the government's off-grid electrification project. The Public Employment Service Office of Manay and troopers from the Philippine Army 67th Infantry Battalion distributed and installed the solar panels to the sitios of Liloan, Pagsayawan, and Basak on Saturday, December 21. Also distributed and installed are 3 LED bulbs per household and an entertainment set consisting of a 32-inch television and a satellite dish for each of the 3 sitios. Porok Liloan President Enrique Ilesio expressed his deep appreciation to the government's initiative to light up their community, which ever since has no access to electricity.
Ay labi na kanin TV, kanang mga bata nakakita gyud sa labi na sa mga balita. O nakakita sa mga balita dito sa lain ng lugar. Kung mga slide, nakakita ang mga bata, labi na kanang mga dagko, labi sa mga opisyal, nakakita mi.
Isip ako usa ka inahan, mas maayong kinahanglan namo ang solar kay aron ang mga bata nga dili maglisod og mag-study, dili maglisod sa panimalay, paglihok-lihok. Ana ang among purpose og maka-protection sa panahon gabi na makaparon maprotekta.
For most of the villagers, having a community-owned television set will not only provide entertainment, but would also help educate and provide villagers access to news and information. PESO manager Elmer Silveron appealed to the villagers to take seriously the responsibilities as owners of the new equipment, particularly for its maintenance and its proper use.
This will also be a pivotal point sa ato ang mga lumulupyo dere nga ma-feeling lang naay gobyerno sa ilahang kilid. Nga naay gobyerno nga pwede nila antuan nga naay gobyerno nga mag-take care.
While hoping to transform lives and light the path of the youth, women, farmers, and various sectors in the village, the solar project primarily aims to help sustain peace and help make the community become conflict resilient.
To establish a peaceful and conflict resilient community. So we are reaching out dun sa mga conflict affected areas and sa mga geographically isolated and disadvantaged or depressed areas para maibigay sa kanila yung mga basic services like this particular project.
Villagers say that now with the much-needed electrification and the eventual construction of roads, they are becoming more optimistic that their village's woes would soon be remedied and that their dream to boost their village's economic development would soon be realized. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Magandang hapon sa ating lahat at nato-update natin sa bagyong si Ursula at sa magiging lagay ng ating panahon. As of 2 p.m. today, humina na nga po itong bagyong si Ursula at nasa kategorya na lamang siya severe tropical storm. And as of 4 p.m. today, nasa layo na po itong 430 kilometers kanluran ng Subic, Zambales. May taglay po itong lakas ng hangin, umaabot sa 100 kilometers per hour malapit sa sentro nito at yung kanyang pagbugso po ay umaabot sa 125 kilometers per hour. Kumikilis po ito ngayon pa Kanluran, Timog Kanluran sa bilis na 15 kilometers per hour at wala na nga po itong direktang epekto sa anumang bahagi ng ating bansa kaya wala na rin po tayong nakataas na tropical cyclone wind signal sa anumang bahagi ng ating Philippine landmass. At kung makikita po natin sa ating latest satellite imagery, yung ito pong makapal na kaulapan na nakatutok dito sa may northern Luzon ay dulot po yan ng tail end of a cold front. Yun po yung pagsasalubong ng malamig na hangin dala nitong amihan at yung mainit na hangin naman na dala ng easterlies. At nato po ang ating latest track dito sa bagyong si Ursula. Kung makikita po natin, in the next 24 hours, expected na natin na nasa labas na po ito ng ating area of responsibility. At sa ating 24-hour position, nasa 745 kilometers, west na po siya ng Subic, Zambales at nasa labas na po yan ng ating area of responsibility. At kung makikita din natin na habang papalabas siya sa ating area of responsibility ay masihina pa po siya. And expect natin the next 24 hours ay isa na nga lang po siyang ganap na tropical depression.
Here's another look at today's biggest stories. Malacanang assures aid for those affected by Typhoon Ursula as the storm leaves 28 dead. The palace says Communist Party of the Philippines founder Jose Maria Sison needs to disengage from fantasizing the administration's downfall. Defense Chief Delfin Lorenzana sees no security threat in welcoming the entry of Rohingya refugees into the country. And residents of a hinterland village welcome the coming of solar power in time for Christmas and New Year. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out more news content, check our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also, watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And today is Friday, December 27, and it is officially the last working day for the year. This year has given many challenges, many memories, many experiences, as well as many tears, laughter, joy, and everything else. I think the best advice that we have would be to just enjoy and learn from these experiences and start the new year on the right foot. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day to all.